Hello everyone. Today we are going to try to get as much done on this list as possible. Now this is everything that I've still got to do for Dorothy's house, and hopefully I can do it all. I mean, that's a lot to expect, out of all these little things here. But actually, I need to mark a couple things off. I'm seeing things on here that I've actually got done. All right, so I've got 6 things marked off actually, and one of these is finish the roof. I know that's not going to happen because I still don't have the shingles. And then curtains, and I know I'm not going to get to the curtains today because I don't have anything for curtains, so we're just going to scrap that and then hopefully still get everything else done in this video. So I'm going to start with the first thing that I have wrote down on that list, and that is to make a broom. And if you've been following this project, then you know I'm trying to make something to represent each of the characters in Oz. For the witch, I want to make a broom. So I'm going to make a little broom here that looks a little bit witchy. And I'm just going to use this little barbecue stick and some twine, and I'm just going to glue some of that on here until I get like a good little bundle, and then I'm going to wire that around with some little wire, and then I'm going to fray it so it looks more like a broom and not a bunch of twine. So I'm just going to bundle it up like this and stick my stick in it like this, and then wrap the wire around it like that, and just go around a couple times, and then pull it up to the top to where it's almost off, and then I'm going to cut it like this, and then pull it back down, and then I'm going to cut those loops, then I'm going to actually run it back up again because I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here. Maybe, I think the glue, oh no, the glue's clogged up. Okay, so we can do that, and then do this. Works just as good. Now stick it back down to the end, and then I'm just going to fray or unravel all this like that until I get all that done, and then I'm going to trim it up just a little bit, but I still want it to have that little curve kind of like this because that's kind of how the witch's broom looks, and that's really reminiscent of the Wicked Witch of the West broom. So the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out some leaves to try to make like a little fern, because in her living room here you can see this flower pot with a fern next to the door. So that's what I'm going to try to do now, just cutting out some leaf shapes. Like, let me see here. I want them pretty long, so I'm going to, I don't really know what I'm doing, but kind of like that. And then I want to, let me crank down the camera. All right, so let me see. I'm just trying to get it together. I can't even see that. Let me lay this on something we can see. All right, so we're going to try, that's going to be the leaf, and I'm going to put little cuts on it here in a minute, but I'm going to try to give it some color so that it's not just all the same shade of green. So I'm thinking, well, actually, I think I'll probably need to do both sides of it. All right, so let's see. That's going to be the leaf, and that looks pretty lame, really. But I'm thinking if I put little snips in it, and then kind of rough them up a little bit. I just wonder if that looks kind of like a leaf. It kind of does, but I just don't know if I like the bright green. I don't hate it, but I don't like the bright color, which is why I've got more markers. So let me try to just maybe hit the edges with that, just to darken it a little bit. I think that's actually going to look pretty cute. I don't know. I may make a few of these and then see how it's looking. Maybe I just don't like the bright green. I don't really think a fern is that bright of a green. Maybe I should just totally drown it in the dark green. All right, so let me see. We have coyotes, and they are literally running past our window. I don't think that's picking up. It's not like right outside the window, but it's close enough to where I can hear it. Sounds like a bunch of spooky things from a spooky movie or something. It's super freaky. But I don't hate that. I mean, it looks like a leaf, but I just don't know if it looks like a fern. But let me see. I think that'll be kind of cute. I'm going to make up a bunch of these and see. Now let me get my flower pot. Do you like my flower pot? I got this cheap little makeup from the Dollar Tree, and I had used it once before on something, but I probably need to clean it out a little bit. But that's going to become the flower pot, and I'm going to put all these in there. And I think once I get a bunch of those made, it's going to actually look pretty good. So I'm going to continue with this and see how it looks. All right, so that's what I've got, and I actually think it looks pretty good, but it needs a lot more in it because a fern is pretty full and rounded, kind of bushy like. So that look makes a really cool plant. I mean, super cheap and easy. Just paper and markers. I've seen a lot of people do this before, but then again, it just needs some more in it though. But I think that's going to work good enough. So I'm going to finish that up in a little bit off camera, and we'll check it out. So there's our little plant and broom. So now let me see what else is on this list. One of them is a snow globe. Oh my gosh, I can't hardly even read that no more. Okay, a snow globe. So I'm going to have to find my clay to be able to make this snow globe. So before I get started on the snow globe, which I've got the pieces out for that now, I have been getting stuff out for some other stuff. This is like a few days after I'd done that last little clip, so I've got everything set up different. I've got this little chair, and I'm actually going to run out and try to grind off this little back piece. I was trying to cut this with some wire cutters, but that is really not going to cut. I mean, it's really stiff, hard metal. So I'm just going to go take it to the tool shop and grind that off real quick. And then that's going to be something I work on here in a little bit. So I'm going to do that real quick. And then we'll get on to the little snow globe. And here's where we are. And it kind of came apart on me out there. But there's the back of it. And that's what I really wanted to get off of there. And then here's how the seat part looks. And if you can see how the legs are on the outside of the seat, I kind of want them to be more like the front legs where they go under the seat part. So I'm kind of glad that it came apart on me because I can just, kind of push them up just enough to get them under there. And then it'll look more like that instead of back here like this. So it's kind of one of them little happy little accidents for it to come off because now I can just glue it back under there like that. And it'll just give me more of a little table looking thing like I wanted. So it went from a chair to a table, and this is going to get covered in some fabric. And then it's going to be a little table next to Annie M's chair where she sits her little knitting stuff on it. So this is where I am. I got those glued back, and I did super glue and hot glue because I felt like the hot glue would hold a little extra. And then I just cut a little circle of fabric to cover the top. And then I noticed that the little table or bench or whatever it is beside her chair, it's got uh, some fringe, or I think it's fringy looking stuff hanging around the edge. So for the fringe, I've just cut this piece of fabric that's already frayed, sort of, and I'm just going to glue that around to get the fringy color. And I mean, the colors, I mean, this red fabric and then the brown on the top, it's just the most random thrown together piece of furniture in the house. It looks a little crazy. But then even after I get that little fringe on there, um, I'm going to trim that out with a little bit of this gold ribbon. So she's going to have a little wild piece of furniture here, but I think it's going to look pretty cute once it's done. I just don't know. I don't mind that little pop of red. I think the red's okay. It's sort of like a pinky red, but I think it'll look cute once it's done. I don't know. Um, if you see the piece of furniture that she's got, which you will at the end of the video, um, I think this will look okay. Again, I'm just trying to use things that I've got, and if I can find a different color of fringe, I may try to do a different color, but I don't know. I think this red looks kind of cute though. All right, so I hate that, but it's going to get a makeover. I mean, it's going to stay the way it is, but I'm going to do something to it that you will just have to wait to the end of the video to see. Now, it looks cute if I was doing my 60s house, but it's just not looking like a farmhouse, 1930s stool or whatever it is. It looks like a 60s or 70s. I mean, I'm not liking that. But I mean, it's cute, but not for this project. But I know what will save it, so I'll fix it later. But let's get on to the snow globe. I keep bringing that up, and I'm not getting it done. So I've just bought these little glass balls. I don't have any idea what they are. I've got the pack around here somewhere. I guess it would tell me what they are, but I think there's some sort of a little charm you put on a necklace. They come with these little tops. I guess you can fill them up with little things, but I'm going to use it as a snow globe to kind of represent Glenda's bubble. And I was originally going to use some clay and make a tiny, tiny little fairy to go inside of it, but I don't think I want to do that. I kind of just want to fill it up with some glitter and glue it to a base, and my base is just going to be this nut to like a bolt and a nut. So I'm just going to glue it on there after filling it up with the glitter, and that's just kind of going to be what represents Glenda, because that really looks like a little bubble, but I just want to put a little bit of glitter in there to make it a little more prettier, and then I'll paint the bottom to look like a wood base. Something else that I had been working on, I wasn't loving this at first, but I um let me see, let me get it all over here. This is going to be the little side tables for Annie M and Uncle Henry. So I've got these parts cut out that you see. These are just cut out of foam board. I don't know what that is. I don't think that's anything. I'm just going to throw that behind me. All right, so these are the parts to make the side tables for Annie M and Uncle Henry. I just cut out this little shape, and then I cut out a side and glued it on, and then I cut another side, and then I made, let me see, let me try to hold it together, a back, and it just kind of fits in right in there. So that's really hard to hold it together, but you kind of get it. You glue all those together, and then this is the front of it. And I've cut out this little piece of cardboard to look like a drawer, and I'm just going to glue it on. And then this is, of course, the top of it. That's just cut out of a little piece of chipboard or cardboard. So that looks pretty good. And at first, when I got it done, I thought this looks more like a bee box, like a little bee house. And I thought, well, maybe when I paint it, it won't look so much like a bee box. But it looks pretty cute. I mean, when it was just sitting there, and I mean, if you just vision it painted, it's going to look better painted. But right now, it just still, to me, looks like a little bee house. But that's how I did the side tables. And I was going to do just one. And then I thought, well, they both need one. So I had to make two of them. I'll put that other one together in a little bit. And then I made this little box to go on the back porch, because between the door and the window, there's a little shelf kind of like this hanging on the wall. And this is just made out of some foam board pieces and some of that little chipboard. So I made that, and I'll paint that white and kind of distress it a little bit. And I'll hang that in place. And then the last thing, well, it's not really the last thing for today, but where'd I sit it at? Let me see. Is this little shelf here. It's just two pieces of foam board and a little piece of cardboard, making like a little corner cabinet, which it's not going to actually open or anything. It's just going to be more for looks. And then I've cut me out a little top, and that'll glue on right there. And then I've cut out this little square of the same kind of cardboard, and I've used a hole punch to just pop off those little corners and round them out a little bit, just for a little detail. And then I just put some random hole in the middle just for decoration, and that's going to just sort of glue on the front, kind of like that. And of course this will get painted, and that's going to be that piece of furniture that's in the corner. And I'll try to share the pictures of the real piece, and then share the pictures of these after, at the end of the video. So there's the corner shelf, and this will have something sitting on top. There's the porch shelf, and I'm gonna have to check my list here to see what else to do. Now I'm gonna be going to a doll show, so I'm gonna actually put a few of these off until I go there, because I may actually find some of this stuff there. All right, let's see. We got the broom, the snow globe, the cabinet for the back porch wall. That's this one. The roof. I know the roof ain't gonna get done. The table beside Dorothy's bed is one of the pieces I hope to find. The shelf for the corner of the room is this one. The fern and the table. We made the fern, but I'm hoping to find a really cute detailed table at the doll show. Bedside tables for Auntie Em and Uncle Henry. That's what these little bee boxes are over here. And the table for Auntie Em's chair. There's her groovy table. The kitchen door. Oh crap, yes, I gotta do that kitchen door. That's not my favorite thing to make. And the curtains for the windows and the curtains for the doorway. That'll come later. And a match holder. Oh yeah, the match holder. I can do that real quick. And a hanging basket for the front porch, and a shelf for the back porch. Okay, so I'm going to make these three things now. Let me grab some stuff for these last three little things. So real quick, with the snow globe, I've got my little glittery snow in there, and the piece over here where I had cut out that little hole from the hole punch, the little piece that came out of there is going to be like the perfect little stopper for the bottom of the bottle here. Let me see, let me focus it. So it's like the perfect size just to glue it right there to keep that glitter from coming out. And I just wanted to show that, because that's another one of those really cool things where every time I have little scraps left over, I'm always able to use those little scraps in some way. So that is just like the most perfect thing. And I just wanted to show how perfect that was because that is so cool. All right, so the last three things to make for today is there's this tiny little thing hanging on Dorothy's wall, and I don't have a great picture of it, but I'll try to post that picture and put a circle around it so you'll kind of see what I'm trying to do. It looks like something that would be like a match holder or like a wall pocket. I don't know if you know what wall pockets are. My mama collects wall pockets, but it's just like this little pouch or like a little pocket that hangs on the wall. Usually they're made out of, ceramic or porcelain or whatever. Sometimes they're even made out of metal. But I've kind of cut out this little shape. It almost looks like a dustpan. But, anyways, I've seen them before hanging on walls, and I've kind of cut out that little shape. And I'm going to create a little pocket with another little piece of this is a poster board. So I'm going to try to, let me see, fold that around and just kind of create a pocket in there to where, all right, so I've got my little blade here. So I'm going to fold that around kind of like this and glue it. And then it's just going to have like a little pocket in here. And I guess you could put flowers in it or whatever you want to put in it. So that's kind of what I'm doing for that. So you can sort of see there's a little pocket there, and that's going to hang on the wall. And I noticed on hers, there's some sort of decoration right in the middle. It looks like it's probably white, the pocket thing. And then there's a little hanger that will hang from here to hang it on the wall. But I had to make it super, super tiny to try to get it in that tiny little space. I didn't really give myself much space to do that on the wall. Now I made this little shelf for the back porch out of some foam board and a little piece of that chipboard. I'm just going to have to paint that up when I start painting all this. And then for the hanging basket on the front porch, this is one of those little plastic dome things that you get from like a quarter machine. And I've actually went ahead and cut part of the top off, and so I just have the bottom. And then I'm just going to spray paint this black, and that's going to be my little hanging basket. And I'm going to put 3 little wires to hang it up with. So let me get everything painted, and then we'll place it all in the house. Okay, so instead of placing it in the house, let's just check out each little thing that I made. Here's the little broom. That turned out really cute, and I did compare that size to one of the characters to make sure it wasn't like too big. And so that's the little witch's broom to represent the Wicked Witch of the West. Um, and then here's how the fern turned out after I got more of it made and stuck in that little flower pot. I just glued that in there with some tacky glue, and that actually looks pretty amazing. I'm probably going to do that in my retro house when I work on the retro house, because that would look really good in that as well. And then let's see. Oh, here's a little bonus thing. This is not anything that I made, but I found it and I thought this would look really good in Annie M's kitchen. And I did sort of stain it to make it look a little bit more used. So there's that little piece. Here is how the little table looks to go by Annie M's chair. Well, it's more of a stool. I don't know why I keep calling it a table. But this is a complete different look from how you last saw it, because I thought that that fringe could be painted, so I tried to paint that, and it looked really terrible. And I tried to make it green, and it looked like they had skinned uh, Oscar the Grouch and like used him to cover their furniture. But I mean, it was terrible. But anyway, I just completely ripped it off, and I just done what you see here, and it looks pretty cute. It is what it is. So it's not exactly like what's in the movie, but nobody's really going to notice that much. I think it looks pretty good for what it is. Um, Now here is that little corner shelf after I got it painted. It looks pretty good. I can't wait to get this stuff put in. That's the most fun part about it. And then here are the 2 little side tables to go on the sides of the bed. Those turned out pretty good. And then let's see, here's that little white shelf for the back porch. Now there's going to be a couple of little dish towels or hand rags hanging from under here. Like I'll have to put a couple pegs under there and hang a couple of cloths from that. And of course you'll see that in the picture. And then here's the little shelf that'll hang between the window and the door. I just painted that with that antique white and then went over them with some watered down black to age them. And then that weird little pocket thing, it turned out pretty cute actually. It'll look better hanging on the wall, I think. But there's what that looks like. And another thing is, here's some more of those little tiny pictures that I get from when I go print my big pictures off. This is actually me as L. Frank Baum. I don't know how well that shows, but I thought that would be a really cute picture to sit in the house. And I know this piece of furniture has a couple of pictures on it, so that's probably where I will stick those. And then the other one is this little guy here. That's one of my relatives. Really old picture. That's really cute, so those will go there. And then here is the hanging basket. Let me make it focus. There's how that turned out. That actually looks really good. It looks so cute. I did actually hang it on the house already to see how it would look, but I just used 3 pieces of wire and then twisted them at the top to make a hook. And then for the dirt, that is just coffee mixed with Mod Podge. And then I just put a little fake flower in there. And then, let's see, I think the last thing is here is the snow globe. And let me see, it's really washed out. It just looks white, but it's pink. It's got a little pink bottom. I thought the pink would look better to represent Glinda. And then it's just got some little glittery snow in there. And to me, it just makes me think of Glinda mainly because of the pink, and it looks like a bubble. And then even in the movie, you know, she makes it snow in the poppy field. And one or two of you recommended me doing a snow globe to represent her character. So that was just a really good idea from you all. So thanks for that. And so here, let's sit it out here. And so now I'm excited to go stick this in the house, and you will see that in the pictures in just a little bit. I hope you all have enjoyed this little episode. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And what I didn't get done today, I will do next week. Let me see. I've made a little list here. I threw away that other list, and then I remade me a list. There's 9 more things to do. So next week or whenever I get back to this, we'll try to work on those other 9 pieces, and the project will be done. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, so hold up. I'm not done. I thought I was done, but I actually want to show it. See, here is that little record player or whatever it is. I went ahead and used some museum wax and stuck that to the top. And then I've got that little tiny picture there. That looks pretty cute, and it looks so close to how it looks in the movie. But let me just stick that over in the corner. And then here is the fern. Now, I know the fern needs a little plant stand, so that's what I'm hoping to find at that doll show. But look how cute that's already looking. The more you do, the better it all looks. So now let's move over to the bedroom. Now in the bedroom, we have one little nightstand, and I put that little picture of me on there as L. Frank Baum, so that's really cute. Let's put that right here. And then this one has a little oil lamp on it. I guess that's supposed to be an oil lamp. So I used museum wax and stuck that down to that. And that just looks so much better to have some little tables next to the bed. And, you know, it really needed something in here. It was a little too bare. But now there's that. And what else have I got? Oh, yeah. Let me just turn it around here. Get the light over there. Here is the little stool to go by Annie M's table or by her chair. And I'm trying to, hang on just 1 minute. I'm trying to get my light to where it's okay. All right, now I can let it go. Uh, Now over here also, we had this little radio, and that is where I put the snow globe, and it's got like a little Broadway Rose magazine, and I thought of Billy Burke. She was on Broadway. She did a lot of plays or whatever, so that makes me think of her, and that kind of looks like her on the cover. And then I just thought that's a good spot for the snow globe, and that sits right back here next to her little chair. And so that looks pretty freaking cute. And now I think for now that's all for in here. And then we'll hang the little stuff out on the porch. Now out here on the porch, there's a little hook right there, and that's how that looks. All right, and then on the back, we have our little shelf that's going to go probably about here, I guess. I hope that's hanging level. I can't really tell. I'm just going to say it is since it's kind of lined up with the uh, boards on the wall. And then we got this little shelf, and it's going to hang right here. So I'll have to make sure, you can't even hardly see it, but it's there. The shelf looks really cute. I mean, I just absolutely love this piece because that's a piece that I've always noticed and always really liked in the movie for some reason. I just like little wall shelves. I've got one similar to that in my own house. But all right, I'm just going to make sure that glue holds good, but this looks pretty cool. Um, and then I'm just going to stick that right here for now. And then there's the little broom. That'll probably go in the kitchen here in a minute, but that's all. I think I am done now, actually, so I'll see y'all next time.